This video is just going to discuss a couple of steps to relieve examining stress prior to your junior or leaving certificate or any other examination you're facing. It's based on an article that appeared in the Irish Independent via an interview with an adolescent psychologist, Dr. Patrick Ryan, head of psychology at the University of Limerick, the university I was educated at, and an overall a fantastic university and campus to both study and live nearby. He states that as the dreaded exams loom, that it's very important to understand how we can challenge our perception of stressors and how we choose to respond to it. If you It's very hard to remove the faculty of emotion from anybody, but if you kind of like take everything at face value and say everything is a choice, if you fail, you're choosing to fail. If you succeed, you're choosing to succeed. If you feel happy, you're choosing to be happy. If you're choosing sad and angry and nervous, you're choosing to be those emotions. So once you understand and try to control your own physiology, the less likely the stressors will take hold of you and um, pit your own mind against you and consequently lead to a lesser exam state. So the first one here is very simple. Take control, study your exam timetable and make yourself aware of the sequences of exams and how to spread out. Ensure your family is fully aware of these important dates. So you plan your study location, a place where you can study without distractions from your phone, from social media, from God knows whatever apps or adolescent communication device thingies in the near future. Just keep those at bay. Allow this 10-15 minutes of you reflecting on your learning process, on your study pattern, and just do that in small little chunks or whatever. Studying for a good hour, 2 hours isn't advisable without regular breaks to de-stress and to allow you to stay focused. So again, good preparation is about managing time and emotions and organizing the big things. It all keeps you help. So with that, your support system is very, very important. Your support system could be anybody or it could be nobody. By I mean anybody, I mean your family, your friends, and everything. By nobody, I mean yourself. Because Joe, I'm a firm believer that you're your own best cheerleader, Joe. Nobody else is going. Everyone else will cheer you along, but you are your own cheerleader. This involves the creation of practical study plans for a study week leading to the exams. They need to be realistic and achievable. We all fall prey to I want to do X, Y, Z, blah blah blah, and then you get upset and emotional because things aren't happening. You just need to realize that okay, I can't miraculously be fluent in Italian in a month. I need to set a plan and it needs to allow my brain to assimilate and get used to that modus operandus and organize myself in the same ways that you need to allow yourself enough time to comfortably prioritize what you need to learn. So again, don't get caught up in sprawling, color coded plans. So don't copy everybody else. What works for one doesn't work for the other. You find out what works for you and stick to it. Okay. They say now trust your personal study style. Um, think back about when you learned something easily, why you learned it under what conditions, what happened. I don't want to be derogative and say that adolescents are very highly emotional creatures. Anybody at any age is a highly emotional creature. Um, but you need to be able to compartmentalize yourself, and if you foresee any issues, like if you're a nervous person and you foresee lead up to your exam you're going to be nervous and stressed out and you're going to go down a rabbit hole like you have before, or if you know something's going to happen, foreshadow them. Like your parents or your guardians or anybody at home are the best people to advise you on that because they live with you. They know what you're like. They can see how you react to certain situations, even though you can't because of your lesser experience. And I don't mean that in derogative. I just mean that, Joe, with like experience comes experience. I can simply say it no more. But if you foresee any issues, speak to your parents or speak to whomever at home and put a plan in place. Sorry, I can't speak. Put a plan in place to minimize the damaging effects that they may have. Okay. So likewise, if you're missing any key notes, resources, make sure you get it from a teacher or classmate. Reduce your stress levels. Make sure you know everything. You share resources. If we've YouTube, we've Edmodo. You have countless apps to use. Like you can use them to your advantage. They can be a vehicle to speed and accelerate your learning. Okay, so number six is very important. A good routine fights stress. It's like go to bed, get up, eat, sleep, whatever. It's easier on you psychologically and physically if you have a good routine and support system. It's about putting you in a good system in place. Okay? So, and then this is not from myself, this is from an actual very esteemed academic in the University of Limerick, so he knows what he's talking about. As opposed to me kind of like ranting and adding my 2 cents in. Okay, it's a good idea to rotate in order for the subjects to depend on priority, stuff like that you can kind of see in advance. Okay, information is not going in, try this. Imagine that what you're trying to learn is a story, and from different bits of the story or necessary information, you've been placed in different rooms in a big house. When you want to recall a particular information, you walk through the house. Okay, that's an anecdotal thing that references something else that I mightn't have gleaned from the article or from his academic paper, but basically, if something's not working, don't try to slam something that's round in a kind of a square hole, or I don't know the analogy, but if it's not working, find something that does work. Don't waste too much time. It's like in exams. I see students just kind of like looking for 10 minutes, going like, I don't know, I don't rack my brain. I'm sure they're skip it, move on to something else, come back to it. Like work to your strengths. Like every time is valuable. Okay, give yourself a brain break. Okay, or give your brain a break. I think I need to give my brain a break at the moment. I'm making too many videos at the moment. Um, Again, likewise, study in small little chunks, kind of like regular, eat fruit, get some fresh air, talk to your friends, go on your phone, distract yourself for a little bit, and then come back into your zone. It'll allow to build up your long term memory because again, as well as avoiding stressors and teaching your body how you want to control it, you're also kind of like structuring your mind to say, okay, this is how I want you to work. In relation to kind of German or Spanish or French, again, studying languages a long chunk of time doesn't work. Also, cramming doesn't work. If you haven't worked consistently over a period of time, you can't expect to just get it in a couple of weeks if you have regular intelligence and expect success. Avoid sugars and fats. I can't pontificate on that at all. You can read it yourself. Walk off stress. Exercise is really good. Don't be guilt tripped. Again, as I say, you're doing what works for you. Joe, like, you're not in competition with anybody. You're in competition with yourself only. Like, it doesn't matter what other people I think. I know everyone's pressurized to keep up with the Joneses or the Kardashians as the world we live in now, but like, don't. Joe, you do what's good for you. Sleep well, very easy, good to talk in the area of mental health and stuff like that. It's good to talk to people. Joe, that's self-explanatory. Avoid stressful people. That's unavoidable to an extent, but minimize everything in moderation. Ask the experts. Seek advice from teachers, mentors on how to get the best results in the past, in the last few weeks. Ask your parents. They've been through the experience. They've through other experience. They're nearly as good or better to advise you because again they know you best, and like don't worry that everyone will be proud of you as long as you put in your best efforts, and that's what you will expect of yourself anyway.